What's up, everybody? It's April Dawn. First things first, I made this video last week for Queen Sugar episode 4, but YouTube decided that it didn't want me to upload the video. I tried to upload the video like 10 freaking times, okay, and it wouldn't let me upload the video. So I'm gonna make another attempt to do it. So let's get started. Last week, this is Queen Sugar episode 4 review recap. So I got my notes. Yeah, let's do it. So at the beginning of the episode, Ralph Angel is at the bank getting access to the money so that he can take care of the business that he needs to take care of for the farm. And when he leaves the bank, he runs into Remy. Remy immediately starts talking about, well, he starts telling Remy that he's going to get the seed cane today. And, you know, Remy automatically assumes, oh, so you already registered the farm with the parish. Oh, so you already called the head for your seed cane. You immediately see that Ralph Angel has not done these things and that he's overwhelmed by this conversation. So we can already see like the stress coming on his face. He has to work 8 hours a day. He has to take care of the farm. He has to take care of his son. So this is a lot for Ralph Angel to deal with, but you know, it is what it is. So I guess he pushed on. You know, Charley calls him to check on him, and you know, she tells him, make sure you check the different cane varieties and things of this nature. I don't know, I mean, for him to say he's been there his whole life, like he sure seems to like be surprised about the things you have to do to maintain a farm. Like I would love to know like about his childhood. Was he present? Was he active? Like what was going on? Was he paying attention, or was he off doing foolishness? Because it just seems like everything is new to him. So the brother trying though, so you know, it is what it is. So he gets out the phone with Charley, and Charley and them, they're trying to fall back, I believe, and just let Ralph Angel do him. He said he was going to take care of it, so they're trying not to be like, you know, micromanaging him and kind of let him do his thing. So we go to Charley. Charley's at the doctor's office. She's at her gynecologist's office doing what any smart woman would do after your husband has been, you know, charged with, or, you know, is involved in a rape scandal. She's getting tested for all the STDs and whatnot. She looks at the pictures a little more, you know, laments their relationship. You can tell that I think Charley's character is a very, she's emotional, but she holds everything in. She's a very kind of like, I'll talk about that later, but yeah, she's a very straight-faced person, but you can tell it's all types of things happening on the inside of her. She feels emotional, and any woman would feel emotional if they were going through the same thing. She also calls Nova and asks Nova to check on Ralph Angel. Nova tells her that she's working on a case and that she didn't make no promises that she was going to be there every day. And I was like, but last week, you know, I was side-eyeing Nova for that. But she said she would check on him if she had a chance, and she would get to it and just leave him alone. He said he was going to do it, just let him do it, you know, but I'll check on him if I get a chance. So back to Charley. I'm just going to kind of go through her story. Charley is trying to handle the endorsement deals for Davis. Basically, it was really interesting to see how she worked, you know, as a manager, because she was meeting with his agent, I think, and they were trying to deal with some of the, like he was supposed to have a spread in GQ, and she was like, they want to take the spread away, and instead of fighting for it, she was like, you know, I think that's a good idea, because that's not the type of image we want to put out right now anyway, so it might be a good idea for him not to do the GQ spread. So it was interesting to me to see how she can, you know, even though she's going through a tremendous amount of pain, that she's still able to put her business face on. And when I promised you I was going to say that earlier, it reminds me of Olivia Pope. Like, it's not as overly dramatic as Olivia Pope, but she handles business. Like, regardless of the fact, like, you wouldn't even thought that Davis was her husband until she stopped and they were like, oh, you know, well, you know, I know he's your husband. And she was like, yeah, and I build these relationships. You know, I built these relationships for him. So, yeah, this is my husband. This is personal. Yes, it is. But I'm still going to take care of my business. So I appreciate that about her. And she was able to separate the two. And later on, her and Davis meets I'm assuming this is the coach and the team owner, and to discuss the situation. Now, the team owner says, well, you know, we'll stick behind you. But it seems to me Davis is a player kind of like a Kobe Bryant. He's won a lot of rings, but he's getting a little bit older. He's not as, you know, as much of a hot commodity as he was in the past. So, you know, it's kind of like, well, you know, we're going to stick by him, but, you know, we're going to see how it pan out or whatever. So it was like a little fakeness. Now, what I didn't like about Davis in the meeting, and y'all watch this after show, Y'all should check it out. It's on AfterBuzz TV. It's the name of the show, and they have Black Hollywood Live too. So it's 2 different networks under the same umbrella. They're both on YouTube. You should check them out. They have after shows for a lot of different shows. But on this particular after show for Queen Sugar, they had Davis as a guest. They always have guests from the shows. That's why I like to watch them. So from his perspective, he was like, Davis is one of those players who was like, people get in trouble all the time. I'm Davis. What do you mean? Like, it shouldn't be no big deal. Like, why are y'all not backing me? Like, I've won 4 rings. I'm Davis. I don't get what the big deal is. People go through this all the time. That's his attitude. To me, it seemed he was seen very nonchalant when they left the meeting. He was just like, first of all, the shot on the staircase was beautiful. I'm not no cinematographer, person, but that was beautiful. She's not even paying attention because she's still thinking about what just happened in the meeting, and he is already thinking about what we gonna eat for dinner. Like, oh, me and Micah, we just go out to dinner. Like, you're not involved. Like, you can't go to jail for raping somebody. Like, what? It doesn't matter if she's a prostitute, y'all. I talked about in the last video. You can be a prostitute and still get raped. Like, so he just like disregarding this. Like, this doesn't even matter. Like, it's not important. So in that moment, Charley clicks in her brain, something is not right. So she goes to the coach and talks to the coach alone, and basically the coach says, there's a rape kit. Okay, I heard it was a rape kit. And, she basically says, we defended you, we've covered up for you, we've done all these different things for you. And he says, I understand that, but I heard it was a rape kit. And if it comes out on that rape kit that, he did something wrong, the team is going to distance themselves from him. He was like, there are younger players. That's why they're getting together without Davis, because they think Davis is less. He's more of a liability because he was injured. He's more of a liability because he's an older player. And you have these younger players who are trying to renegotiate their suspension. They're trying to get it lifted without him because they feel like they can't do it with him, or it won't be as worth it with him, or maybe they can get it because he's the biggest star out of all of them. That type of situation. So Charley's not happy about that. And later on in the episode, she runs into another one of the wives that was from the first episode. Yeah. She runs into another one of those wives, and that wife is eating lunch with the agent. And I was like, girl, what? Boo-boo, huh? That's real shady. So when they went to the bathroom, I don't know if the agent was like on her side, or I didn't really get like, was she doing it on purpose, or like, was she being shady going behind her back? Like, I didn't get that whole thing. If y'all got that, can you put that in the comments for me? Because I was a little confused in that part. Because when she went in the bathroom, she immediately told her, what lawyer are they using? She told her Estelle Peterson. Charley hires Estelle Peterson. Moving right along, her and Davis meet with Estelle Peterson. She says, well, the police are not releasing a lot of information about what happened. But, in these cases, oftentimes we can get the women to take some money, basically. So Charley, being the Olivia Pope, okay, there she is, handling business. She like, no, let's go ahead and look into it. Davis is like, no, absolutely not. I'm not paying anybody, yada yada. And she like, no, let's look into it. We're open to it. Let's see what's up. That to me is another representation of like on Olivia Pope. Like, this is a scandal, and whatever. I don't know if you did it or not, but if we can get rid of it, make it go away, it would be a whole lot easier than having to go through the courts and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah. Back to Ralph Angel. Ralph Angel is trying very hard to maintain his life. So he's working all day, and a co-worker of his tells him that, lets him leave early and tells him he'll cover for him so that he can go get blue and purchase the seed cane. When he arrives at the place to purchase the seed cane, the place is closing. He talks the man into opening the gate, but he has not registered the farm with the state. And he did not call ahead for his seed cane, so all the seed cane is gone. They're already a month behind. Okay, so let's just get this, in perspective. They're already a month behind. So he wasn't able to get the seed cane that day. So you can see this is starting to build up, the pressure is starting to build up. Like, I'm pulling for his character so hard. Like, I don't want... This is what I feel like when you watch stuff like this. Y'all tell me if you feel the same way, especially somebody who's been to jail and could go back, somebody that's on probation or parole, right? it's like that one little thing could push him over and he could be back in prison at any moment. So the whole episode, every episode, I'm looking like, please don't let him have a meltdown. Please don't let him beat nobody up. Please don't let him, you know, shoot nobody, because, you know, he's going to go back to prison and that's going to be it. So, like, he's really trying, and I am pulling for his character probably the most out of everybody, because he is really trying to make an effort to change and be a better person. So they didn't have any seed cane left. He had to leave. That was the end of that. He goes back to work, and his coworker mentions that his family has a sugarcane farm and that they're closing down because they can't maintain it, and they can sell him sugarcane seed cane for 70 acres, and so for $15,000. So he decides to purchase the seed cane for $15,000, but when he brings it back to the farm, Remy looks at it and sees that it has a fungus. They can't use it. So he has lost $15,000. But this is what killed me, y'all. When Charley called, because Remy called Charley and told her about everything, you know, that was going on. And she said, and all she said was, well, you know, I guess that's why he not answering my phone calls. You know you got money when $15,000 don't even, you just like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's whatever. You know, I wish he would answer the phone. Like, she wasn't mad. She wasn't furious. She wasn't upset that much. I'm sure she probably a little upset, but she wasn't even pressed like that. Oh, okay. He lost $15,000. Oh, that's why he not answering the phone. I was like, oh, okay, girl. You know you got some, hello, money. I'm not mad at you. So yeah, he's upset, okay? He's upset. He's trying to get it together, y'all, but it's just not working at this point. And my thing is, what's going to happen when he goes back to work? Is he going to beat this man up? That's what I don't want him to do. I don't want him to go up there and beat nobody, but I do want him to get the man back, because the man was wrong. He was wrong, and he was wrong all the way around. So I kind of feel like he deserves some type of, you know, something. But I don't want him to beat him up, because, so yeah, we don't want him to go back to jail. So moving right along, Violet, she wasn't really a whole lot in this episode, but she's still feeling some type of way, you know, not feeling herself, still trying to figure out how to grieve her brother passing. And on this episode, Hollywood finally decides he needs to go back to work, and she tried, you know, she's trying to get him to stay home, and he can't stay. He has to go back. So it's just a little, you know, she tells him to clean up the living room, and later on in the episode they make up. She says, well, you know, I understand you got to go back to work. So she kind of stopped riding him and, you know, let him go back to work. So although I love them very much, they're like my favorite couple on the show, I think that something's going to be going on with Hollywood. I didn't see the preview for this week's episode, so I don't know what's going on with him, but I just feel like it's too good to be true. I hate to be like that, but it's going to be something that's going to be wrong with their relationship, and I don't know what it is. I don't want... I love them. Anyway, okay. So, Charley, after she meets with... after she runs into the wife at lunch, they figure out which lawyer to hire. Did I already talk about this? Yeah, I did talk about this. So, yeah. Micah returns to school. Moving right along. Micah returns to school. So Micah returns to school, and before he gets out of the car, him and Charley have a talk about the fact that his father is a black man, and you know, you can tell it's an uneasy talk because Micah has never grown up in poverty. You know, he hasn't grown up. I'm assuming that he's grown up around a lot of white people, and he has not been subject to this type of, you know, scrutiny from anybody ever. So she's trying to warn him that, you know, his father is a black man, and whether or not he's innocent, he's been accused of something. It doesn't matter if he's innocent or guilty, they're going to tear him down, and you need to be prepared for what people are going to say. He says he can handle it. We all know that he can't. He gets out the car, as paparazzi everywhere he goes to school. So when he gets to school, he finds out about a Tumblr from his friends. Somebody has created a Tumblr account that's dedicated to him and his girlfriend, basically saying stuff like, you know, like father like son, and it has all these different pictures going on with the thing. Later on in the episode, he goes over to Bella's house, and her mother comes into the room when they're talking, and she basically says, well, why didn't you tell me he was coming over here? And the girl is like, what do you mean? Like, he never tells you when he's coming over here. He always comes over here. And the mom is like, well, you should have told me so you can tell the mom is not feeling him no more. It's so sad that he's getting punished for something that he didn't even do. Like his dad did it, or may not have done it, but he's already getting punished for it. So You can already tell something is strange. The next time they show us him at school, I'm assuming it's the next day or the next few days. I'm not exactly sure. But when he goes back to school, he tries to talk to Bella. She does not want to talk to him. She's crying or whatever. I don't know. And so he gets called to the office, and basically they tell him that you're going to get expelled because you sent a pornographic, a lewd picture to Stella, whatever her name is. And so he's visibly upset. Charley is there with him, and it's a weird scene because I knew I ain't like Stella ass, okay? For some reason, I didn't really like her. But I didn't think that Stella was, I thought that she actually loved him and cared about him. I didn't think that she didn't care about him or whatever. But he storms out of the office. Charley says they're going to fight it. He's very upset. She chases him down the hallway. And basically what he says to her is that he was upset because it wasn't his picture. It wasn't a picture of his private parts. It was somebody else, and Stella was cheating on him, and that's the first time he's ever heard anything about it was when he went to the office. So I appreciated the fact that Ava DuVernay lets her male characters have feelings, because in a normal show he would have played like he was hard, or he would have went and talked to another girl, or he would have went and said something ignorant to her or whatever. But he was upset, like his heart was broken, and he cried. He felt all the emotions, and I was here for it. Okay, so I appreciate him having emotions and expressing those emotions. Okay, so that was great to see. It was sad for him, but it's great to see. I just feel so bad for him. He's caught up in the middle of this horrible, horrible, horrible mess. Okay, so I do have to talk about Nova. My bad. So Nova is working on a case in the midst of an investigative report on the prison system in Louisiana, and how prosecutors and defense attorneys and judges all conspired or they pad charges for youth and black youth. Most of the time it's black youth, but for the youth they pad charges and pad charges and pad charges to make them plead to something so that they can go to jail, so that they can finance whatever money was lost after Hurricane Katrina and FEMA left Louisiana. So it's very interesting, and it surely happens in real life. So and Ava DuVernay does this a lot in a lot of her projects. She talks about, the incarceration, the justice system, and mass incarceration and things of this nature. So this is what the story is on. I don't know all the particulars, but Nova pitches the story. Her boss is like, go for it. I think that was the last episode. In this episode, she meets with her contacts. She meets with a contact from the ACLU, and basically the woman says the same thing I just said. After FEMA and pulled out of Louisiana, that a lot of departments got closed because they didn't have money. So now the fringe funds that come to help that department come from for-profit prisons. So they're trying to get people in jail the best way they can. I love the guy from New Orleans. Like, I appreciated him being there because it was a real true New Orleanian or Louisianian. And he was talking about how he had almost got 25 to life for possession. 25 to life for possession. 25 years for possession. Like, that's a lot. So, she's doing her investigative report. Now, and in the middle of the show, she calls Ralph Angel to check on him, and she's basically like, you didn't even buy the seed cane. Like, she has no compassion for her brother. And then this is when we discover something new about about Nova, because I did not know. You would think that Nova would be there to support her brother, or she was doing this because her brother went to jail. But apparently that's not the case. Because when Ralph Angel get mad, honey, he comes for the read every time. His read be swift, okay, and cut to the white meat. So basically he said, you care more about them boys in that jail than you care about your own brother. You only came to see me 2 times when I was in jail. I was like, dang, she only came to see you twice? What can you say after that? She didn't really have nothing to say. She just sat on the phone and was quiet. Because Ralph Angel had read her to the white meat, okay? He came through swiftly. Swiftly with a sharp knife, okay? So she was cut up, but we moved on. She writes this is not going to be something that go over episodes. She writes the article. The article is published, and on the end of the week, she tells Violet about this. Remember, I talked about Violet going through her own thing with her grieving process, and so she tells her about it. Violet like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. That's that with the article. At the end of the show, they apologized to each other. Her and Ralph Angel. She apologized. She could have been there more for him. She's gonna try to be there more for him during this whole process. And he tells her that her investigative article was good, and they kind of mend their rift. And the Frankie Beverly and Maze was a little bit out of place. I mean, you know, in regards to all the music that they normally play on the show. But hey, I'm here for it. You know I love it because it's like the Black National Anthem low-key, okay? So I was here for it, you know, family togetherness. Hollywood was there, Violet was there, they was there, they sat down, ate dinner, everything was good with them. Now on the other end, Charley and Davis met with Estelle, and Estelle said they found the girl. Her name is Goldie. She said, you got me looking stupid for a whole name, Goldie. I forgot about that part. But yeah, she said, so Goldie said she don't want no money. Goldie said she want justice. What she just said was she wants, and then the screen went black. She wants justice. So somebody going to jail. It's something about this that we don't know. We don't know everything. Okay, so I want to see what's going to come out with this rape kit. I want to see how Michael is going to further, like, handle all of the things that's happening. I want to see how Charley is going to handle this. Like, I think she's going to get with Remy, but she's still married too. So, you know, how is that going to work? Because she haven't took that ring off. And I know she still loves her husband. I know it's a lot going on. So, it's a lot of things that's happening. It's starting to get, you know, it's starting to get really, really, really good. I don't understand why Remy won't just help her manage. I want to help Ralph Angel manage the farm since he really knows what he's doing. He talking about he do something else, but child, ain't nobody got time for all that. He know he can come on over to the farm because he like Charley anyway. He could just come on over there and just help him because he need help, Jesus. Ralph Angel ain't have no friends. Like, you ain't got 3 friends. You could be like, hey, look, come and help me in the evening sometime. And when you know, when we get our crop, we harvest our crop, I'm going to hook you up. Like, I don't understand why this Negro don't have no friends. What's going on? Okay, him and Darla must have been something else, honey, held up together doing drugs or doing something together, because it just seems like he don't have nobody to help him, and he just got built that easy. Okay, so that's it for episode 4. Hopefully this one will upload. Leave your questions and comments down below. Thank you all for watching. Thank you, people, for watching and commenting. I appreciate y'all. I really do. I don't have a lot of subscribers. I'm just really doing it for fun. So I appreciate y'all for watching and commenting. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I see y'all in a little bit because I'm about to watch number 5 and I'll do another video. Peace.